it's definitely 7. It's like 7.
E.
7:02.
Okay. Never mind. 7:02. Never mind.
Keep going.
Can't say that word. Bella. You guys will get it when you hear the song.
Oh, yes. Did you get the no-go to say the bad word?
No, it's no bad one to say, but everyone in the audience can scream it.
Oh,
You have permission to scream it.
they're like,
Elio.
what is what?
No, just tell them after. You're gonna go down there.
Bella, that's a gorgeous dress. Yes, it is so pretty.
Oh, I wanted to.
Whoa! We're so close to being done. You can't die.
Bella, just tell them after.
Did you stub your toe or did you take your
All right, Dino, are we all ready? Yay. Are we live? Ooh, oh my goodness. So good evening, everyone at home and in the theater. It's so exciting and awesome to be together in one space again at the end of the year for this exciting tradition. This has been here since I have been here now, so this is its 4th year. And I feel like there's something really grounding about traditions, and we've lost some of them this year, so I'm really glad we could hold on to this. Who here, raise your hand if you were online doing this last year. So last year we did this all online. It was pretty fun and funny. We made like theater award signs behind us, and we knighted each other, which if you don't know about the knighting, you will find out shortly. We knighted each other with like odd objects that we found at home. But it was really a testimony to like the spirit that this group has and our desire to have these traditions. However, last year, what was really hard about it was I remember there was this celebratory feeling, and then I clicked off my computer and I was alone in a room. And I imagine we've all had that experience a lot this year. And it felt really good. It feels really good to be here and know we're not just gonna click a button and disappear at the end. We can hang out, and we've got some cake and we've got cider, and I hope we'll be able to maybe go outside if it's not stormy, but otherwise we're gonna have the seniors do their traditional cake cutting that we didn't get to do with the musical. So it's been an incredible year, and I'm going to really leave it a lot to these guys. These are, if you're not aware, these are your theater officers, so give them a round of applause. If you don't know what theater officers are or what they do, they are going to explain that to you. So they have been working behind the scenes all year with me to try to make sure that your voices are heard, but I'm not going to steal their lines. I'll let them do that. So this year, despite a pandemic, we still had a fall play. We still had improv team meeting. We still created a full-length film. We still had student-directed one-act plays and did junior jam. We still had tech club was meeting. We kept a lot going. We introduced some new theater classes, including Unified Theater, which presented their show this morning. If you're curious, you can check it out. It's been videotaped and can be shared. So there's been a lot going on. And I think you'll find that through all these speeches that you hear, that we've actually come through all this, I think, stronger and more clear. And I'm going to be really excited for next year when we come back together. We've had roughly 60 students participating in the program, not including the classes, just in the after school. And I cannot tell you how grateful I am that this is my work to be with all of you. It is a privilege. Like when I say each and every one of you, I really mean each and every one of you. I am incredibly grateful to get to work with you all and share something that I really love. So, before I turn it over to them to do their officer reports, I also want to thank the teachers who partnered with me throughout the year. So, one of my missions and our mission as BFA Theater is to get out into the community and get out into classrooms and try to expose people to theater who might otherwise not come here, think it's not for them, and they might not realize how wonderful and fun it can be. So I partnered with Hannah Mangum in English, Paul Brown in environmental science, Josh Corrigan in PE, and Stephen Davis with digital media. And collaborating together, we were able to actively enter the text of The Great Gatsby, access the power of storytelling while maple sugaring, and allow improvisation students and filmmakers to collaborate on original works. So I'm grateful that I work at a school where this is valued, and it's actually part of my day to do this. So if you're interested in doing more of that, going into classrooms with me or going out into the community, I go to the other sending schools as well, and hopefully we'll be doing that next year, and I'd love to do it with you all. So one of our traditions is that the officers all give a report. So each of them have a topic, and they're going to share out with you on this. We're going to start off with Rachel Ledoux, our freshman representative, and she's going to talk with you a bit about what theater officers do. So throwing her right out there, the freshman gets to go first. So here you go.
So one of the most important parts of theater is the work done behind the scenes to make each show a success. And at BFA's theater department, a lot of that work is managed by the Theater Council, which I was lucky enough to be a part of this year. There is so much offstage work put into every show, from Junior Jam to Isolation to Improv Team to Brothers Grimm. And though Susan does do a lot of it, it was really cool to see how much students are involved in the decision making. A lot of Theater Council members put so much work, time, and effort into every undertaking of the theater department, whether that's scheduling events, handling correspondence, or just trying to help theater activities run as smoothly as possible. Not to mention making sure that students have a voice in the theater. This year in particular was really difficult for many students, so it was great to be able to come together and make things just a little bit better amidst the chaos. It was awesome and a little bit intimidating to get to see all this work happening and being given the opportunity to help as much of a freshman can this year. You all gave me a new perspective on what working in theater is like, and I can't wait to see what the future will hold for the council. Now we have Sophie with Brothers Grimm.
Haha. Hi, I'm Sophie Thompson, and I'm your president this year, if you didn't know, sorry. So during a normal year, we would kick off with our musical. However, when returning to school, we were told that we weren't going to be allowed to do theater at all. And I thought this odd, particularly because sports were beginning to practice and have games. So I met with Mr. Blanchard, and we came up with a compromise. We would do theater outside. With this, Susan came up with the idea to do a fun, lighthearted show that would have the ability to be altered during a pandemic. Although not a musical, the Brothers Grimm Spectaculathon was close to it. The very over-dramatized telling of many fairy tales we all know and love turned into our musical. The show was always a great laugh during rehearsals, and I believe it really got a lot of theater students in brighter spirits when returning in the fall. Not only was it a great show, but more importantly, it was the way many of the theater students had an outlet to talk about the pandemic and struggles we were facing. I met many new friends, and even though it wasn't the senior musical I'd hoped for, it was an amazing group of people to work with, as well as a lighthearted comedic show. Next, we have Bella with improv.
It's stuck on my earring. Okay, we'll just do that. So I'm talking about improv. So in light of that, I'm improving a speech. So improv went really well this year. We had the most members we've had in the all 4 years we've had improv team. And we got a lot more than just theater kids. We had so many people join, and so many people, because of improv, join the other groups. It was a blast, and no matter what day, and we had to keep changing days because of other conflicts, majority of us were always there. Some people came, some people went, but it was always fun. It was a wonderful way to be funny and relax and just be with friends after a tough week or just boring online classes for the whole day. So improv, in my mind, was one of the highlights. I was the co-captain, as was my other co-captain, Sydney Ward, and I hope improv may continue and grow bigger and better and finally have our show at Twigs again in the next years. Next is Pilot talking about Junior Jam.
So yay, you get to see our faces finally. So hello everyone. I was the vice president this year, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about Junior Jam. So Junior Jam is always a blast to do at BFA because it really gets students involved. Sports kids and people who wouldn't normally do theater get dragged in by their friends, and it's always a blast to put on. This year, everyone was more excited due to the cancellation of last year's Junior Jam. Because of the shutdown, the freshmen and the sophomores were both completely new to the concept and both performed exceptionally well. That isn't to say the other classes didn't. The seniors put on a show for their junior and senior year, and the juniors stepped up to clash with the seniors. Everyone went above and beyond, and because the show took place just as restrictions with COVID-19 lifted, for the first time in almost a year and a half, students were able to perform to a live audience. The audience was limited and followed safety precautions, but it really makes a difference to perform in front of people. We hope this creates a trend of in-person performances, so next year, during the musical, which will be announced soon, we can put on a great show for people to come and watch. Speaking next is Emily Parent about isolation.
Hi there, my name is Emily, and this year I was our media manager. Every year, the highlight of the theater department is arguably the musical, but for the same reason we've made a lot of changes this year, COVID and its health restrictions took the musical away from us. After students took some time to cope with the loss of something we hold so dear, we decided to try something we had never done before, not to replace the musical, but to keep the same sort of theater alive in its absence. This new venture was a movie called Isolation. The theater department students wrote and edited their own feature film script. The script was then handed over to a student-led casting team to cast the movie. Once the cast was assembled, the film was student-directed through rehearsals. Then, over February break, the cast and film crew came in for 2 full days of filming. Everything was coordinated, managed, facilitated, and executed by theater students. Many members saw new chances to lead or work collaboratively, while others got to experiment with a new medium while being with friends. Though in the end we were not able to produce a film, we did end up with 2 amazing staged readings featuring our incredible cast and crew. Isolation was an experience like no other, and the memories and skills gained by all involved will exceed our time at BFA Theater. Next, I'd like to welcome Emily Farrell with a virtual theater.
Theater online has been an interesting experience for those of us fully virtual this school year, including myself. Instead of being in the pack with our castmates and peers, we watched it all happen through our computer screens and Instagram pages. But it also taught us something extremely important and valuable. BFA's theater community is resilient enough to withstand even the most difficult of times, especially the students who had to take on a role that was virtual and not in person. It was also a lesson in community, and how you don't have to be physically in the Performing Arts Center to be involved. Your words and voice are powerful enough to carry across a Zoom meeting. I believe I speak for all the fully virtual students when I say that this year has been an extremely difficult one as far as theater goes, but the experience it has brought has been invaluable. Now Connor with tech.
Hello, I'm Connor. I'm the council's tech representative. This year I saw a number of issues in the tech world due to the necessity of socially distanced productions. However, we were able to overcome the vast majority of these challenges thanks in large part to our outreach coordinator, Dino. Dino was in... Well deserved. Dino was invaluable in setting up live streams, recordings, and other things the theater tech team simply lacked experience with. He's also begun working on a permanent recording setup that should be installed in the PAC this summer. So I'd like to thank Dino for all of his hard work on behalf of the entire theater department. I'd also like to thank Mr. Davis at this time for lending his equipment and expertise to the filming of Isolation, and Mr. Bell for his continued support and mentoring. despite the difficulties we faced this year, we also had a lot of opportunities. During the filming of Isolation, theater tech students were able to learn a myriad of new skills, and we also gained several new members this year. But while we're happy to have them, we are always short on technicians, so if you know anyone who may be interested, please tell them to consider joining the theater tech team. Next up will be Yuki with next year's musical.
All right, I have not done any public speaking in a long time. Okay, so I'm Yuki. I assume most of you guys know me, or at least I'd hope you do, because I stage manage. So, I've been tasked with presenting this year's musical. I don't know what the show is yet, so I'm just as excited as you guys. But a preface, I need to find my spot in my notes. Yeah. Every year, everyone suggests shows, or like they say they don't want to do shows, or like they gatekeep shows because they want to do it their senior year. But this year, let's just be like, yes, and be excited for whatever show we do. So I guess that's it.
Drum roll, please.
It's a good one. It is Into the Woods. All right, so I'm done. So now time for knighting of the new officers. I don't know if I should stay near here because I am the first one.
Oh, then you should stay in here. Why don't you grab?
So we developed this tradition, actually my first year, kind of on the fly. We were like, okay, we're now, because we were totally making it up that year. I was like, this is a new tradition. We don't really know what it is because we're building it. And we were like, now we're going to pass the hat from this year's officers to next year's. And it just seemed fitting that we knight them. And we've enjoyed it so much that it will never go away. So the way that the officers get chosen is people step forward and say they're interested, and then we vote. In past years, we've actually had a meeting, which we will do when we are a little more normal here, where we come together. Well, we won't be super normal as people, but when we're a little more normal with our routines and rhythms, we will come together and actually people get to kind of pitch why they think they should be media representative or treasurer, or which actually is two things combined now, or secretary, tech rep, there's sophomore rep, freshman rep, vice president, and president. And the sophomore rep and freshman rep were actually positions that were added, was it last year or the year before?
Last year.
That was students who said, I feel like the freshmen and sophomores don't often get into the positions of being like an officer because they're newer. And then we weren't having voice from freshmen and sophomores. So those positions were created. So you really have a lot of power when you're in this group to suggest stuff. I tend to like you guys to come up with stuff. So
You all over.
yes. So we're now announcing the officers for next year. Yuki will be knighting our incoming media rep and treasurer, who will be Emily Farrell.
Know how to do this. Oh yeah.
Kneel down. You gotta kneel. One shoulder to kneel.
Have fun.
And Bella, who has been the secretary, will be, for 3 years, did you say? Will be knighting our new secretary, Lindsay Bernard. I think we should have like some medieval music playing. You can pass that. You can pass that off to Connor.
No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
This is kind of fun, and I think Connor should do it. Connor,
100%.
who has been the tech rep, is going to knight himself as the tech rep.
Improv!
Second year in a row I get to do this. Next.
Emily Farrell will be knighting our sophomore representative, Rachel Ledoux.
of Theater Council.
Great. So another piece that is a tradition is that I ask the president, so this will be you next year, Pilot. You can already start preparing. The president to, oh yes, you may be dismissed. Yay. To give a testimony and speak to her time here at BFA and what theater, typically the prompt is, what does theater meant to you, or what has this all meant to you, your time here at BFA doing theater? And so Sophie is now going to do that.
Yay. Good evening to my fellow theater fanatics in the room, as well as to the parents at home. Thank you for supporting. Yay. Thank you all for joining in to celebrate an unusual, yet still quite successful year of theater in the BFA community. Although it was not our typical lineup, as I previously mentioned, we as a community still made it many wonderful memories and pieces of work we will never forget. Normally, when giving this type of speech, one would spend most of their time talking about theater has impacted them. Once in a while, touching on some of their classmates and how they have gotten to know them. However, I pride myself on not being normal. So instead of focusing my energy on talking about myself, which I would gladly do if you like, I would like to talk about some of my friends in the audience. This may be a bit unconventional, but if I call a group of people that you're a part of, I'd ask you to stand while I speak. So, first, the freshmen. Rise. Okay, now. No, stay standing. I can only imagine the difficulty of learning a new area when there are obstacles like masks and arrows telling you which ways you are and are not allowed to walk down the hallway. I'm in the freshman band and chorus class, and if I'm being honest, I still don't know what half of their faces look like. Well, here's mine, and I'm glad to say that you have seen my face before I leave the BFA community, so. Yes, it is. Anyway, on a normal year, we would find it hard enough to get in contact with incoming freshmen, encouraging them to join theater and try out being on stage. Students can be reluctant to start acting, and I know our group can seem intimidating at first. I should clarify, not because we're unaccepting, but because we're loud. However, I am very grateful these few freshmen decided to take the risk and join our company. They have brought not only light to the stage, but brightness to the mood of the room. Sometimes, when being a senior, you're often forced to grow up and think about adult decisions. These students helped me still feel like I could be a child. I'm happy to be passing down this stage to these students, and pleased to say that I can even call some of them my personal friends. So thank you for being brave, and I hope to see you all on stage next year when I return to watch the musical in the fall. Next, the sophomores. Oh, there's so many of you. I have known many of these students since they were in 4th grade, and even with those I've only known since last year, I have still seen an immeasurable amount of growth. Many of these students were very shy when they started theater at BFA. I remember projection being one of the keynotes during their rehearsals at Matilda. However, I can now say that some of these students now belong to the I don't need a microphone because I'm already loud club. I've had the pleasure of watching many of these students emerge out of their shells, becoming confident young adults. Not only that, but many of these students are very politically active and more educated than most of the adults that I know. I appreciate the insight they have brought me about the world, and I cannot wait to see as many of them take on the world head on and make it a better place for all of us to live. I hope you all continue to strive both on the stage and in the world. Juniors, few but mighty. being able to act with these students for 3 years was not enough time. I feel robbed. Sorry, the rain is like really loud. Okay. I feel robbed having missed my last opportunity to do a musical with them. Nonetheless, I am grateful for these students are the ones I have been acting with all as my side. Oh my God. All of the actors have been my side by side in at least one show. Additionally, it cannot be forgotten that almost all of our tech team is made up of juniors. The brilliance behind the stage comes from many of the juniors, and without them we would not have lights, sounds, or even curtains. Although we cannot forget our wonderful stage director, Yuki. Whether it's copying scripts on the copier that students are definitely allowed to use, or yelling out lines on the draining first day of being off book, Yuki is there to do it. Without a hardworking stage manager, a show will fall apart in minutes, and Yuki is nothing but that. I'd like to personally thank you for being so dedicated, and I couldn't imagine anyone else being our stage manager. Acting alongside these people has brought me joy, and I feel as though we have all learned from each other. I hope that when you join theater, you felt open arms, and I know that next year as the theater seniors, you'll be nothing but welcoming to the incoming freshmen. And lastly, the seniors. Now, being a senior myself, I can say that this school year has not been the exciting hurrah I was hoping for before I pick up my life and become an adult, but I'm sure you've heard that from every other senior, so I'm not going to focus on that. Our first year at BFA was also Susan's first year, which, no offense to the rest of you, but makes us extra special. For a lot of us, our first show at BFA was Godspell, of which Susan arrived halfway through. Since then, we have performed over a dozen shows and had many different improvisation performances. Oh my God, I skipped a line. Shh. Okay. Since then, we have performed over a dozen shows, had many different improvisation performances. We have sold out 7 musical performances, had 3 impressive one-act shows, and won Junior Jam our sophomore year by over 15 points. Woo! Let's not jinx it. Okay. To say the success of our group has been great is an understatement. Not only that, but many of the seniors involved in theater this year are continuing to pursue an arts degree in college. The passion our class has shown for performing on stage is immaculate. I'm very happy to have performed alongside all of you for the past 4 years, or just this year, as well as to have formed some of the most supportive friendships I've had throughout my lifetime. I'm grateful my memories of theater in high school include you all. Additionally, I'd like to personally invite you to my home in 10 years to watch our old performances and laugh at how much we've grown, talk about our old memories, and maybe even get our future families together. I love you all, and I hope you feel as proud of our time at BFE Theater as I am. So, then comes the question, what does being a part of BFA Theater mean to me? These people. Of course, yes, I love to come onto the stage and have all of the attention on me as I belt about how my front bottom hurts wearing a pregnant suit, but that's not what it's truly about. Theater is about trust. Theater is about confidence. Theater is about being in a room of people that make you feel connected. Not because they play your husband in a show, or because you faked stabbing them with a sword, but because you share a once-in-a-lifetime experience with one another. Something we always say to the underclassmen before their first show is that there will never be another show like the one we are about to perform. Even if we do the musical for 3 nights in a row, each one will be unique and majestic in its own way. You can never go back on a performance you did, but that's what makes the experience so thrilling. Sharing something you will never be able to recreate exactly with people you have worked so hard with and gotten to know better than anyone else. For example, I learned that I'm crazy for thinking the watermelon Jolly Ranchers are the best ones, and that Bella really likes to enjoy wonton soup watching Victorious before a Saturday night show with Sydney and I. And that Jack really doesn't mind if we listen to the Disney Pandora playlist in the dressing room before a show. Ha. Things I would never know about these people, things that make them who they are, learned through theater. Theater brings people together. So, what theater means to me? Unity. Unity with people that will always have a place in my heart. Unity with people who share the same passion for the stage as I do. Unity with some of the most genuine and kind-hearted people I feel I will ever meet. I am happy to have been your president this year, and I'm so grateful that we still got to unite as a group and create beautiful memories. Thank you.
So when I read that earlier, I cried, and then I challenged Sophie to read it and see if she could not cry, and you did. You started to waver, and then I was like, oh, if she does, then I'm gone. So, all right. So next up is pilots with our parent. Thank you.
So first off, oh, sorry, yeah, if you want, sure. Anyway, so first off, Sophie, that was really beautiful. I was trying not to cry myself, and I have no idea how I'm gonna top that next year. Anyway, sorry, equal it next year. But of course, theater program would not be possible without the help of all of the parents who are included and supported. This year's obviously been quite different from what we're used to, and so we haven't been able to have much parent help as we might normally have. However, today, we would like to thank Christian Trombley, Kasha Biladu, Elaine Carpenter for their continued support and help. We'd also like, clap. We would also like to thank the amazing tech folks here at BFA, which Connor did earlier, but they deserve so much support for this, how they support us. So, to thank them, Dino Patsoris, Stephen Davis, and of course, Doug Bell.
And now for the part that you've all been waiting for, which is the awards, which is why we're all here. Well, we're all here just to be here because it's nice. These awards were created by students, and thank you, Sophie, for getting the ballots and everything out there, and then everybody voted on them, and some people suggested awards, so this is all student-driven. So you should know that if you've been recognized, it's because your peers have made these choices. So here we go, and they're broken down into categories based on different activities that we've done. So starting with, and there's a lot of them, so you're gonna be getting up and sitting down a lot. In the past, have we done the solid power clap, or? Solid power clap. Yeah. I think we did the solid power clap. Should we practice? Ready? I'm gonna say Doug's name, and you're gonna solid power clap him. Doug Bell. Woohoo! You guys are just so good. And so just come on up, and even though you're on your way up, we are gonna kind of keep them moving so that we're not pausing and waiting for each person. Huh? No, I think it's fine to clap after each person. I also have, when you come up here, please take one of these little drama bookmarkers. It says Bellows Free Academy 2021, drama. You know that I prefer to call it theater because drama is a genre, but everything prints out as drama because that is what people say. But that's okay. Too many letters in theater. It's too hard. They get it. All right, so best lead in Brothers Grimm, Bella Bonacera. So much for the power clap.
Second clap, do it again.
supporting role in Brothers Grimm, Jack Curry. Best interpretation of a character. Maybe I'll hand it to you and then you can. Okay. Best interpretation of a character in Brothers Grimm, Lydia Tomlinson. This is going to give it away when I read it, but best comedic moment, Brothers Grimm, is it because I'm a woman? Madison Gagne. It is. This thing is not closed properly. I think that's my fault it's not closed properly. See, he's so technical. Best accent or dialect in Brothers Grimm, Jack Curry. Yes. Best projection with a mask, Bella Bonacera. Best physical comedy moment, shrinking dwarf in Brothers Grimm, Jacob Birnbaum. Best oops moment, forgetting the cue line for dwarfs in Brothers Grimm, Madison Gagne. Second. Best battle scene, Brothers Grimm. Is Katie Galuska here? Katie's ward. We'll put it here. If somebody wants to take it, put it there. Most focused backstage, Eden Fuller. Not sure if I see this person here either. Best lead, now we're moving on to isolation, by the way. Best lead in isolation, Becca Dahmer. Is Becca here? Oh, yeah. Best ensemble member in isolation, Elio Haig. Best comedic moment during filming of isolation, Jack's epic fall in the storage closet, Jack Curry. And guys, you voted on these, so if there's repetition. Best interpretation of a character in isolation, Becca Dahmer. Best oops moment during filming of isolation, filming with the lights on, Bella Bonacera. Technical talent of isolation, Connor Powell. Script writing expert for isolation, Emily Farrell. Most dedicated and determined on isolation film, I think we all know, Emily Parent. Impressive emotional range for isolation, Becca Dahmer. This is a fun one. I like this one. Most likely to wear their isolation costume in real life, Pilot Delorier. Most likely to get off task together on set, Jack Curry and Lindsay Bernard. You both get to come up for that one. That's both of them. So we're now moving into improv. Is this improv team? Yes, improv team. Best all-around improviser, Sydney Ward. Most enthusiastic and outgoing improviser, Madison Gagne. Best comedic timing, Tyrese Cooper. So this read, most willing to try anything. I added in improvisation because I felt the need to clarify that. Lydia Tomlinson. There's Tyrese. It was most willing to try anything in improvisation. But you should stay here because it's also best physicality in improvisation is Lydia Tomlinson. Wildest ideas for ball pass, Ben Birnbaum. Is he here? You want to grab it for him? You could get maybe a ribbon for him too. Best one-liners in improvisation, Tyrese Cooper. Best MC in improvisation, Sydney Ward. I was going to wait till he went back. Best callback in improvisation for I Throwed Up, Tyrese Cooper. All right, these are general awards. I believe, no, customized awards. Yes, customized awards? Okay. Best yes and attitude, Becca Dahmer. Most willing to take leadership, Emily Parent. Memorization master, Sophie Thompson. And I think this was two. This was a tie. So the other memorization master is Lindsay Bernard. Best delivery or proclamation of love in Junior Jam is Kaya Hudak. Yes, you have to say.
I couldn't say I love you, okay? I had to rehearse for like half an hour.
Best new incoming techie and digital guru, Bella Swan. Best faux director in Junior Jam, Claire Johnson. Oh, good, you're coming up here anyway. Perfect projection, Sophie Thompson. Best backstage techie, Yukina Benjamin. Has Yuki, have you already gotten an award or no? Then you need to take one of those. Best booth techie, is it okay? I'm just reading them all and you're doing stuff, okay. Best booth techie, Izzy Williams. Is she not here? Okay. Marvelous makeup, Emily Parent. Smartest stagehand, Sophia Williams. Sophia here? Nope. I guess I'll give that to you. Magic with mics, Connor Powell. Superb storyteller, Susie Chiapinelli. Most improved performer, Jared Gravlin. Outstanding ad-libs, Bella Bonacera. I did not write your name properly here. Bonacera. Sorry, I was writing it.
Mr. Messer all over again.
Oh, here, Bella, you can give me this one, because this one's to me that you guys came up with, and I don't feel like I should give myself that one.
Most powerful pep talks, Susan Palmer.
Oh, thank you. Most dependable, Kai White. I was going to say, if Kai's not here, that would be like... Best collaborative spirit, Nikki Kaltoff. Best range of character voices, Aiden Para. So Nikki doesn't have one yet. No, that was Aiden. Best would-be vlogger, Maddie Gagne. That's for Aiden. And that's Maddie's. Costume extraordinaire, Charlotte Pierce. Okay. This is a three-person award, but I've written three of them out. So, best set dress team, Kate Riley, Kaya, is it Kaya or Kala? Kala Bordeaux, Charlotte Pierce. So you get that as well. And then are Kate and Kala? Okay, you're taking Kate. And okay. And Kala, before you go away, most spooky shadow figure, à la Bordeaux. Best Junior Jam ad-libber, Patience Getty. Those are some pretty rockin' ad-libs you did. Lovely lights lady for isolation, Izzy Williams. Oh, not here, that's right. Professional slate clapper, Megan Jameson. Megan hasn't got one, I think, yet. And then this is a very important one. The guy with the keys, Doug Bell. Best fake French teacher, Dino Pitsouris. I want to hear some French when you accept it.
How about some Greek? If you're a fake French teacher, you need to speak Greek.
Best newscaster voice, Sarah McElry. Okay. Best at leading shakeout to warm up, Angel Smith. Is Angel here? Most supportive cast member, Donnie Lobdell. Best voice acting, Jared Gravlin. Most improved techie, Will Pierce. Most dedicated freshman representative, Rachel Ledoux. Here, take that one. Oh, good, you have a few more. That's Rachel's. Most versatile crew member, Chris Gilmond. Uh-oh. Might have more upstairs, I'll have to look. Best new improv member, Trey Desitel. Are there more? I want one for Ian. Okay, good. Always able to make the room smile, Ian Carpenter. We can't start rehearsal. I'm watching the Polls Award, Ada Schukenhoff. I just want to make sure. Do we have something for? Why did we not have one? Okay. We're missing somebody. Okay. Loves the Ladies Award, Jacob Birnbaum. I don't know what that's about. The techie turned into director and then actor award, Penelope Noza. Katie is not here. This is the honorary Snow White Award. And the Mini God Award for Ian Carpenter. The Stepping In at a Moment's Notice Award, Nick D. Kaltoff. The Willing to Take It All On Award, Rachel Ledoux. The Bringing Style to the Stage Award, Megan Jameson. One person's not here. So the Best Park Bench Characters Award, Aiden Schukenhoff. Ada Schukenhoff. Okay, went back high. All right, good. Confused me. All right, so those are our lovely awards. I now get to announce the Junior Jam winners So first, I want to thank this year's adjudicators who watched the shows both in person and online at home, and then filled out the feedback rubric forms to determine our winners. So thank you to Nellie Dawson, Paula Johnson, and Christy Waite. So using the scores on these forms that were shared with the directors prior to the performances. And there are things such as acting, directing, technical pieces. They're scored on a 1 to 3, and then we add up the scores, and that's how we determine the winners. I always struggle with the whole competition piece, and at the same time, it is a huge part of the theater world that there is an element of competition, but it is friendly, and ultimately, I think it just drives us to do our best. So, don't get too attached, be driven. Between the freshmen and the sophomores, this is for you want to read it out? The
Hortense Beeman Trophy.
So really, like in past years, we've engraved on the side. I have not done that yet, and we need to do that. It hasn't been done since the 90s. So yeah, so the directors of the freshman and the sophomore shows, can you come on up here? And I will give you your feedback forms so that you can see. One of them,
Yes, we are matching.
all right, so the sophomores had a score of 97 and the freshmen had a score of 110. So the Beeman Award is going to the freshmen. Congratulations, you all. It was tight. It was tight. So you guys stay up here, and I'm going to give you your feedback forms so you can take a look. Maybe Doug wants to give them. There's the sophomores on the top. They can stay. Yeah, why don't the freshmen stay, and the sophomores, you all may happily mosey in dramatic fashion towards your seats. Becca, and Megan, you all can have a seat. All right, and then junior and senior directors, can you come on up? These are the seniors. And then I have other feedback forms here, but they're copied on the same.
I don't have shoes on.
All right, so the score for these folks are seniors have 99 and juniors have 114. And Doug has given you out your feedback forms. You should all feel jolly and proud and not sad, but happy. What? It was 99 for seniors. Oh, and the overall award then goes to the juniors. With 114 points. I should keep track of like what the highest over the years have been. I haven't kept track of that. That'd be kind of cool. All right, thank you guys so much for participating in Junior Jam, and the battles shall continue throughout the years with all of our dramatic prowess. So thank you. You guys can have a seat. Nice job.
Good job.
So we wanted to break up the evening before I do the senior send-off. We do have a couple of, what's ahead of us now is we have a short performance by the improv team, and which will be interactive. And then I'm going to do the senior send-off, and then we have a final performance by Sophie and Bella. After that performance, we can then have a little cake and some cider, and it's probably dark and rainy outside, so I think we'll probably do it inside. But that is what is coming still. So improv team, could you all, anyone who participated in improv team, come on up and have a seat over back here. What time is it? I didn't want want to be like epic. Being that it's improv team, I'm going to put our team captain here, our team captains, on the spot, and they're going to tell you about some games that we're going to play. I mean, look at this, guys. Like, pretty much everybody did improv team at some point. So, improv team, typically we play a lot of games. We do actually work on some real useful skills because improv helps you in a lot of ways. And then we often perform out in the community we've done it at Twigs in the past, and we had a full house and raised $250 for breast cancer research, which was pretty cool. So we just wanted to share a few games, and they will involve you. Go ahead, Sydney. Or Bella.
Oh, yeah, we can start with that. Okay, so we're going to start with a little game we like to call Three-Headed Expert. It's pretty simple. 3 people come up. They have, yeah.
Eden can demonstrate with us.
So we have to talk in a unit. We only get to say one word, and we get asked a question.
Somebody ask us a question.
Yeah, anybody wants to be on this? What's my name?
R.
Name.
Is
Nothing.
And then, once we're done, we got to say next.
question.
Please.
And if we don't like the question, we can prompt on next. So this will be Three-Headed Expert.
Great. So how about, let's see, Tyrese, Susie, Lydia. So you guys want to just try being really loud? I think we can hear you.
Yeah,
I can be loud if I need to
yeah,
be.
we have floor microphones.
Make sure you stand up.
All right.
So,
yeah, go ahead.
so who wants to ask them a question? Chris.
When will pigs fly?
They
Will
fly. When?
they
Fly. Next.
Jack.
No.
Next.
Please.
Eden.
No.
Next.
Please.
I have a question. How are babies made?
Stork.
Every time.
Every time. I had to keep it. Okay, what?
Storks.
Are.
Cheesy. Next.
Question.
Melissa, you look like you have a question.
When can we stop wearing masks?
Uno.
Dos.
Tres. Next.
Question.
Connor, you look like you have one.
Why did the Soviet Union break up?
Mars.
Attacked.
Aliens. Next.
Question.
Please.
Misfits Gibbons has one.
Oh, Miss Fitzgibbons?
Not.
Known.
Next.
Question.
Pilot.
How do I do with my AP test?
0.
Next. Question. Last question.
Rachel.
How do you ask someone out?
You're asking him?
First. You.
Buy.
Them.
Flowers. Cheese.
Next.
All right, one more question. Kala. One word, Lydia, or I'm going to kick you out.
I don't go first.
Bill.
Nose. Clinton.
Bill knows Clinton. Bill knows Clinton.
Have you seen it?
Yep. All right. And that is our three-headed expert. Thank you, guys. Next, we're going to be playing a game we call World's Worst. We have a category.
Jared, come forward so you can all easily
Yeah.
jump in.
Form like a semicircle, boys. So World's Worst, we give them a category. Like, World's worst doctor. And somebody's gonna jump in and give their example of a world's worst doctor.
I don't know how to do this.
You don't know how to do that?
All right, we've finished up the operation. I lost my watch.
All right, skimmed the Wikipedia page this morning. We're all good. I think a big part of life is just like learning as we go.
I'm really sorry I have to tell you this, but I graduated online, so like. Okay, so while the gas is knocking you out, I'm gonna look up a tutorial to see how to remove your appendix before it bursts.
Okay, and sorry guys. Next topic, world's worst person to be stuck in an elevator with.
Oh, I love Wonderwall. They are very underrated.
Wow, nice baby you got there. It's very upset.
Hello, my name is Jared.
Look, the government is lying to you. COVID is clearly a hoax.
Yeah. Look at all those buttons. It'd be a shame if someone touched
Megan, no.
all of
Megan,
them.
please. Megan.
What if we were in an action movie right now and we just didn't know it and someone just, the chorus?
All right. Tyrese, you go, then we're going on to our next topic.
I flowed up.
Tyrese won an award for that. Okay, world's worst proposal. You can pull people up with you now.
See Josh.
Might as well.
I'm dating your cousin, buddy.
Hey, you're hot. I'm hot. Move, I want to go see your sister.
Oh my God.
He's his only child.
Betty, I don't care about worms or your painful skin condition. I love you. I need you. I'm never gonna leave you.
What about Josh?
I need a partner. I need someone.
I got it.
Wow, Lydia's popular
No,
right
I know
now.
you're like my third choice, but will you marry me?
Who were the other two? I thought I was your one and only love, huh? I thought I was the first.
Okay, let's break it up. Okay, one more, and then we're moving on to our last topic.
Wait, one more. Tax purposes. This will be great.
And our final world's worst to close out, world's worst pickup line.
Hey, baby, did you fall from heaven? Because you look messed up.
Trey's used that pickup line before.
Parlor, because I'm dying to have you.
This place is disgusting, but you're not.
Jared used this pickup line on me during a game once. It did not work.
You've heard all the usual pickup lines, but what about, have you or a loved one suffered from mesothelioma?
Oh my God, how did you know? And our final game, park bench. Can one of you get the park bench up? So the premises of park bench is you are just a bystander on a bench, and somebody's gonna try to creep you off. So I'm just here, I'm sitting on a bench, and then there's just Sydney. Don't say that to me. And Sydney manages to creep me off the bench. That's another name for this. We just call it park bench. So we're gonna start with Jacob on the bench, and Jared's gonna try to creep him off. Usually we do first round no words.
But we can do, let's do it because there's so many of us.
Yeah, we're just gonna do one round with words.
Or no words, whichever you
Or no words at all, just do what you want. So, Jared.
And now the curtain closes.
Opera.
You
busy. The floor mics, they don't catch everything.
Do you have anything like this?
The thing with Lydia and foot jokes, just, it still hasn't, I don't know why yet.
Oh.
You want to see me swallow a match?
Hey, this one's a little out there, but can I crush your balls?
It's over, Anakin. I have the high ground.
Try me. Dude, you didn't even say it right. I know.
Somehow Megan rickrolls us every time.
You know, you'd be a lot prettier if you smiled.
You can't even see my smile. That's just assertive.
Hey.
Hi. What do you do, like, for a living?
I do, yeah.
I'm a scientist. I'm like working on this project right now. It's really cool. Where like I take other human skin, like from a different human, and I use it to like patch. I don't have any human skin yet, but I'm gonna get some someday.
Hi. Yeah, no, they really couldn't tell. Like, you just lied. Like, I wasn't fully vaccinated. Like, I just walked right into it without a mask. Like,
Excuse me, would you like to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?
No.
Jacob's last one. You didn't get to go.
All right, we got a report of a robbery. Excuse me.
Yeah.
You rob a store.
You will never catch me, coppers.
Get back here!
It's so fun to have an audience. We didn't have an audience all year. So seniors, can you come on up here? So we have senior send-off, and then we have one final performance.
Oh my god, that was hot. I know.
Seniors. If you want to sit down, sure.
I don't think it.
So seniors, I have your cord for graduation, and I also have a little drama pin as a little souvenir of your time, which you can take. So I am going to start with Jared. So I first saw Jared acting in a digital media video where he was lurking suspiciously in the background. And clearly his understanding of comedy was on the mark because it was pretty funny. I was really grateful to have him join us this year in the theater program for both improv team and junior jam. And I'm really only sorry that he didn't get involved sooner. So best of luck to Jared, and I hope that you continue in theater. Jared, come grab you. I'm so sad that you didn't join us sooner. All right, Donnie. So I didn't get to see Donnie very much this year as he was remote. However, I have very strong memories of working with you during Matilda. You're not only a strong dancer and mover, but also a really expressive performer on stage. And we'll miss you in the musical next year. We'll definitely feel your absence, and I'm sorry we didn't get to have you in the musical, the non-existent musical this year. So best of luck on your journeys, and thank you so much for being with us. So Kara moved from, during her time here at BFA, from professional seagull sound effect maker in and on, which, do you want to demonstrate a little?
Oh, we're out of practice.
Okay. Sorry, I'm just putting you on the spot because that's what I do. That's part of my job. To chocolate hummus cake eater in Matilda, cannot look at chocolate hummus again, even though.
I don't eat it anymore.
To an amazing leader in the Unified Theater class. It's been really awesome having you in that class and getting to know you more there. Your ability to be creative and compassionate and a truly yes and player has endeared you to this program, and those aspects of your character will continue to support you in your future in collaborations and connections with people. So we're really gonna miss you. Best of luck, Kara. I wanna give you all hugs, but I don't think I'm supposed to. It's so weird not giving you hugs. So Tyrese was in the first class that I ever taught here at BFA. It was an acting class for film, which is really not my thing, which is why I changed it to improv. And it was a really wild group of students. And he really held the room with his soft but commanding voice. Tyrese has a really remarkable sense of comedy and an ability to commit fully to his acting choices on stage. And he forges friendships easily with people because he has a really curious and open presence. I'm sorry that we didn't get you in more plays here, but I'm really grateful that this year we got you an improv team and in Junior Jam. And I hope you'll keep acting and keep doing this. So best of luck to you, Tyrese. Tuning in from home, I'll just say Angel's all about friendships and relationships. She slow-stepped her way into the theater community through improv team and then later ventured into the one-act plays in Anon. And she's really grown in her voice and confidence, and especially seeing her in the Unified Theater class as well. So I'm wishing her a lot of luck and joy in her future adventures. Olivia, who's not here, she's been in and out of the theater from Godspell to Shrek to Junior Jam and improvisation. Olivia really tried it all. So we've welcomed her when she joined us and continue to appreciate both her intelligence and her heart. So keep playing, Olivia. Keep trying it all. Eden joined us as a junior, but has been so involved that it feels like I've known her for all the 4 years. Perhaps this is also because she was my one student on one of the days for my communication class. So Eden and I did a lot of communicating because it was just she and I. Eden appeared here with a quiet voice and blue streaks in her hair. And she vowed to try new things because she wanted to meet people. You did have blue streaks in your hair, didn't you? Okay, I remembered that. She's been a singer, a dancer, an improviser in Old Man in 12 Angry Jurors. And I'm really glad that she joined us in this community because her thoughtful and calm presence has really supported us all. I wish you well. Keep creating. So Sydney, I imagine you hear this a lot, but you are a rock. Do you hear that a lot? Because I feel like you are. Like, you not only rock, but you are a rock. Like, I just feel like you've been a really dependable force in both the improv team and in the musical, and now as a filmographer. You've just been someone who I felt like I could turn to and, like, say, we're doing improv team tonight. And you'd say, okay. And I'd say, you're going to be leading something. Okay. Like, you just kind of go with it. So you've been really ready and willing to accept all and any roles that have been offered. So whatever you're cast in, I feel like you show up with that same energy of like, I'm glad, that's great. So I just know that you're going to be really successful with whatever you choose to do. But we're going to miss that rock in our community. All right. Sophie. So I remember during Godspell seeing Sophie up on stage. She was right. I was like, it was pretty overwhelming to come in, not know anybody. But she was jumping off cubes and like rocking it out. She was this freshman and she was totally involved in getting into it. I remember calling out Sophie to everybody and saying like, look what she's doing. Look, she's having fun. She's taking risks. She's trying stuff. And she's continued to be that way, to take risks and try stuff and really embrace the stage with both confidence and just unabashed joy. So I know that your love, Sophie, of this art form and your fire and your talent is going to carry you really far. I'm going to miss you. I'm trying to emotionally detach so I don't cry. I'll get in my car and cry later. Bella. It's really hard to imagine this program without you, Bella. You were also in my first class here at BFA, and it really was it was the most, I've never had a class like that. Nobody was bad in it. They were just a really odd dynamic, and it was kind of out of control, and I came in halfway. And Bella stopped the class once as a freshman and said, you guys are being really rude right now. You need to stop. She's trying really hard. I was like, oh my God, it's come to this. There's a freshman like trying to help me. But that was Bella. And you were a strong freshman and you have continued to be strong, but you're also very vulnerable and sensitive and real. And I think that duality really increases your strength. You've been involved in everything here at BFA. Musicals, one acts, junior jam, improv team, Vermont Young Playwrights, which also Sophie you did and Sydney you did as well. And even Theater for Social Change, which was a group that I established, which I'd love to bring back if people want to. So Bella has just wanted to be a part of everything. And because you have been a part of everything, you will be missed all the more in the absence of you. It's going to totally make me cry, so I really don't want to think about saying goodbye to Ian. So Ian, your honesty, your humor, your heart, and your humanity are remarkable. You have been in all the musicals with me and all of my classes. Your voice, your laughter, your wacky jokes, your love of fluff, your interesting emails you send me. You're just going to be so deeply missed. So I know that you will continue to make many, many friends, and you will keep casting your lovely light on audiences and sharing your talent and your joy and your brightness with the communities wherever you go. So I have to say, Sophie was right. This class does feel kind of special. Not that you're not all special. I think really what happens is you're all special from here on, because prior to this, I met students partway through their journey. I didn't get to meet them as freshmen and then see them into being seniors, which is such a gift and so amazing. So from now on, we are all really special because I get to meet you as freshmen and see. So to all the seniors, I want to say best of luck to you. And thank you for welcoming me 4 years ago and for building this community with me, because it was really you all who helped me build this community. I know that we are going to continue to grow really, really strong because of the foundations that you all have laid here at the BFA Theater Company. So Thank you, seniors.
Take a bow.
Take a final bow, seniors. Big, dramatic bow. Yay. And we get to close out with a final performance. We actually are going to get to hear some live singing. So Bella, usually as part of Theater Awards Night, I ask a couple folks who might want to sing something, often seniors because they're leaving, if they want to sing. So I was really excited when we got permission to do this, and really grateful for Melissa Ewell over here, who is playing for us. Melissa has been our music director in past years alongside Armand Messier for the musical. You need this mic too, I suppose?
Yeah. I need a moment.
Oh, I forgot we're using mics.
We're using mics.
We're using mics.
Oh my god, I can't do this with a mask. Okay.
I'm not wearing shoes.
Oh,
Yeah, we forgot to do that.
we're doing a song from a musical,
Called Theory of Relativity, and it's called
The End of the Line. You've probably seen it on if you have TikTok.
And it's even funnier because we're going to the same college.
And that's what it's about, baby.
So we're not.
Sorry, I'm
rooming
tired.
together.
Sorry.
She said no. I'm Jenny.
I'm Sarah.
She's Sarah.
She's Jen. Been best friends forever.
Well, since we were 10.
Met at ballet class, and ever since then, we became inseparable.
The damage was irreparable.
Jen's like my sister,
And Sarah's like mine.
friends till the end of the line. Had nothing much in common, loved horses,
Love shoes.
but we were attached at the hip. Jen was like a goddess, my mentor and muse.
She was a nerd and a drip.
But we would be together every hour of the day. People would see us and say, it's Jenny and Sarah, two peas in a pod. Well, if one pea was perfect
And one P was odd. First string.
and spare on the volleyball squad. Happy and precarious, my thrills were just vicarious. Woo! She basked in the spotlight,
She'd put the spotlight.
and to the end of the line.
My skin was just like porcelain. Hers was all zit.
My pores were perpetually blocked.
She developed early. Well,
My cupboard was woefully stocked.
why would I be seen with such a social refugee?
'Cause you always look good next to me.
That's right.
So we were Jenny and Sarah, a vulgar display. The queen of the prom.
And her weird protege. I starred.
Iron lights in the school cabaret.
I mean, have you heard Sarah sing? Good golly, it's embarrassing.
Ah, we were contrary forces who somehow combined. Friends till the end of the line. Then something crazy happened right after 12th grade. That summer I blossomed and bloomed. I stepped into the spotlight. After years in the shade, and a beautiful swan was exhumed.
Meanwhile, I was working at the local Dairy Queen and blew up to plus size 16. 18. It's just so delicious.
We both showed up at college, and no need to pretend I was popular right off the bat. And everyone kept asking, Sarah, who's your friend? The one who's so
interesting?
Fat. All this malice aimed aimed at Jenny was quite startling and new. So I did what a best friend would do. I said, I'm Sarah, she's Jenny. We used to be close, now she's desperate and clingy and sort of morose. I heard she gobbles peanut butter parfait by the gross. In all the world is there a sight more tragic than this parasite? So that's it, our story, and ain't it divine? Right till the end of the cold bitter end. I guess this is the end of the line.
That was lovely. Thank you guys so much. I hope that that really isn't like what goes in college. You have to stay friends to the end of the line. So we now, due to COVID protocols, need to clear the space, and we're going to probably go out and have some cake if I can find a knife to cut it with. Yes. Thank you for tuning in at home. Thank you so much. This is concluding Theater Awards night at BFA 2021.